All right, everyone, welcome back. This is a yin practice today, focused on the spine. So we're going to try to move in all the different directions. You will need 2 blocks and a bolster for this. If you don't have those at home, find something that where you can maybe stack a few pillows or like some books and create a little bit of an incline. And I'll show you when we get to that part of the practice how to set that up. So we're going to start seated for a moment. Let's do cross-legged. And take a moment, find a little bit of stillness here as you settle in. Just relaxing the hands on the thighs or in front of the knees. And begin to turn your awareness, your focus inward. Inward to the heart. Inward towards the body. Finding a moment here to connect to the back side of the body. Being aware of the heaviness of the hips. And that connection with your block or your mat, whatever you're sitting on. And then just slowly working your awareness one vertebrae at a time up the spine. Notice the breath flowing up and down the spine. Maybe find a little bit of an extension or a lengthening, sitting up taller with each breath, with each move or each inch that your mind's eye makes up the spine, all the way to the neck, to the top of the spine where your spine connects with the skull. When you reach that top point, take one more big breath in. And then as you exhale, visualize that breath flowing back all the way down the spine into the hip. Find a steady breath here. From here, we'll start to move. So with the hands wrapped around the front of your knees, we'll take a breath in, arching the spine, lifting the heart. Maybe you gaze up here. Exhale, round the spine. Keep the arms straight and pull against the knees. Find a little resistance here. Drop the head to your chest as you round. Feel more like that. So think cat-cow through the spine. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, round. One more lift up, inhale. And then exhale, round. This time, let's hold this one for a couple breaths. Draw the shoulder blades away from each other. Let the head be heavy. Good, lift the chest. We're going to set up for our poses today. And we're going to do different variations or different poses with the same setup for our props. So your props will just stay the whole time. So grab your blocks and your bolster. You're going to want one block at the top of your mat on the tallest height. Second block, a little bit in front of it at maybe the middle height. And then you're going to use your bolster, lay them across. I'm going to switch my blocks. They're different sizes so that you're at a little incline here. And the blocks are supporting the bolster in two different areas. Yeah, I think I got it. Good. If you don't have blocks and bolsters, grab a few pillows. You can stack some books here, anything that kind of creates a little bit of an incline for you. And then if worse comes to worse, you can do this practice without the incline. All right, so we're going to start actually in your reclined butterfly. Okay. So you slide it next to your bolster with the back facing your props. Bring the soles of the feet together. And then we're going to recline over this slope here. Take a moment to feel around, make sure you feel really stable with the props behind you. Okay. And we will settle in here. Find a bit of a heaviness in the body. Starting to bring awareness first into the lower half of your body. Noticing the feet touching. Letting the legs become heavier and heavier with each breath. Knees falling open. Let go of that urge to hold the legs up. And just release here, knowing that you're held and supported in this shape. Notice the opening in the inner thighs, the front side of the hips. As you move up the body, bringing awareness into the spine. Noticing this long line you're creating. Extending that length as you open up the front side of the body. Letting the arms hang heavy. Relaxing the fingers. And just allowing yourself to be fully open here. Opening not only the body, but opening the heart and the mind to the rest of this practice. Just allow the body to be still from here. A few more breaths. Take one more breath here. Very slowly start to bring the knees to touch, planting the feet on the mat. Bring the feet out wide, let the knees fall together for a moment. Notice if that shape of the legs changes any sensations in the low back, the hips. Okay, and then press yourself up just a little bit here. We're going to come into a twist starting on the left. So drop your knees over to the left side of the mat. Roll onto your left hip here. Okay. And then from here, you're going to rotate the torso towards your bolster and land your chest on to your bolster here. Okay. Your head can face either direction, whichever feels better for your neck. And you might wrap the arms just around your pillow or your blocks here. Let your body be held in this shape. As you settle in, just noticing the shape that the spine is taking. Notice that twist, that curve, and the sensations that follow in the surrounding muscles. Take a few breaths, allow those muscles to find ease. Allow those muscles to relax, but also to stretch out here to help you guide the spine into this rotation. And then pause, be still. Hold this twist, allow the spine to get a little nourishment in maybe a direction you don't normally hold for this length of time. We're often in a bit of a rounded state through the spine. Give the body an opportunity to spend some time here. Take one more breath. Okay, and then using the palms, lift yourself up. We're going to come on the hands and knees. All right. And just for a moment, just come into a cat pose. So around the spine, tuck the chin to chest. And maybe lean back a little bit into the heels. Can add on any movement that feels good here. Just find a little reset. From here, child's pose with the bolster, with the incline. So we're going to make this one nice and supported today, a little bit more on the restorative end. Okay, so knees wide, hips to heels. Slide up pretty close to your bolster here, so you want that in between the legs. And then we're just going to bring our chest down to our bolster. And just play around with how far away or close you need to be to this. And it should feel hopefully a little bit more gentle or more supported than your child's pose normally is. It might change how deep you feel your hips are back or how far back you feel your hips are. And all that's okay, because really we want to allow the body to do a little less here. We're going to take a few more breaths, a little bit shorter here. A little gentle release for the low back in this shape. And a reset between our twists. Okay, go ahead and make your way back out of this. Come back through tabletop. It might feel nice to extend one leg at a time back behind you. Stretch out that compression you were creating in the knees and in the hip flexors. Okay, and then we're going to come into our twists on the right side. Okay. Knees drop to the right. This time we're going to rotate as best you can when you're coming into this version of the twist. Try to get your chest flat on the bolster. It's going to be a little different for everyone, just depending on your spinal health and flexibility here. But use that bolster to your advantage to support the twist. Rotate the neck, whichever direction feels best for your upper spine. And then begin to notice anything on the side. Maybe that's the same or that's different. What happens when you twist the other direction? Most importantly, finding the same amount of ease. So really just relaxing the muscles here. Coming to stillness. Just a few more breaths. Allow yourself to explore those last little bits of letting go here. All right, pressing up. Again, coming back to tabletop. If you want, find that cat shape again. Maybe some cats and cows. If you roll the spine around a little, find something that feels good to take out that twist. Okay, Sphinx pose next with the incline. So I've been really loving this one lately. So you're going to lay on your belly. Slide up real close to your bolster here. Forearms create 11s on either side of your bolster. And then instead of your shoulders doing the work to hold you up here, you're going to let the bolster do all of that for you. So your chest is going to relax on the bolster. If you want, you could bring your whole head down. Maybe your head's just forehead on the bolster. Okay, but if you're staying up here, love this one. And the bolster allows you to let go of any effort through the upper body so that the lower back and the low body can really benefit from this shape, mostly low back. Okay, so notice if you're still trying to press away from the earth with the forearms. Take a couple of breaths, see if you can relax into that. Close off that space a little bit. And you might, by doing so, Notice a little bit more of a sensation in the low back. Just noticing. If you still have any, or if you still feel like your muscles in your lower body are putting in any effort, try to let go of that. So unclenching the glutes, letting the knees be heavy, relaxed. Maybe the legs fall open a little bit. If the head feels like it's a lot of effort to hold up, again, you can bring the forehead down. And feel free to change that if it feels like too much. We've already been here for a bit, so if it becomes too heavy, just drop the head down. It's okay to make these small adjustments as either you find space or maybe you find you're putting in too much effort. While we want to be as still as possible for a yin practice, part of the practice is also that mindful awareness and being able to discern when we need to make a shift to better support the body, to better support whatever reactions we're having in the mind. Just a little bit longer here. All right, moving slowly, just being really mindful of your lower back here. You're gonna press up. And come into that cat again if you want. Lean back around the spine. Okay. Last shape today. We're gonna come to our backs. You're gonna keep your incline. And we're gonna come into a supported legs up the wall. So slide up next to your bolster as you lay down. And we'll extend our legs over the bolster. All right, settle in here. Let the legs be heavy, the upper body be still. Once you've arrived, you can decide what to do with the arms. So either resting on the body, maybe by your side, or maybe arms overhead if you want more of that full body extension. Pick somewhere where you feel like you can be the most relaxed you've been this whole practice today. Full ease, full stillness in the body. From head to toe. Check in, pinpoint any areas where you're still holding on. All right. You can stay here if this is how you want to end your practice. If you would like a more traditional shavasana or any other variation, you can remove your incline and just come back to laying flat on the mat. I'm gonna hang out right here. I'll just close this off with a bit of gratitude for the spine today. It's part of the body that helps move us in so many different directions and ways throughout the day. But also one of the parts of the body that tends to deteriorate pretty quickly as we age. It's easily injured, especially in adult bodies. Just being grateful for this practice, for the time and the ability to nourish the spine and all the things connected to it, to keep your back healthy, to keep you mobile. And come back to this over and over again. Not just when you feel like your back hurts, but really give the spine some love as much as you can. All right, I'll leave you here to enjoy this as long as you need. Be silent for a moment. Thank you for sharing your practice with me today. Namaste.